This video covers how to complete labs in the course. First of all, go to the URL 152.27.13.62. Enter your username and your password. You will need to run this plugin in order to complete the login and complete labs in the course. Java is required. When you click continue, it is going to want to run a remote access test. You need to make sure that you have the latest version of Java installed prior to running the test. Click Start Remote Access Test. If you're using Chrome, then you may get a pop-up like this. You can save it and then run it and then click Run. There's a few steps to that, but once you do that, it should pass the remote access test and log you into the lab system. Once you're logged in, click on the scheduler. Then click the class SecurityPlus. Once you're in the class, you should see a list of labs. To the right are the lab documents, a PDF file that contains instructions for what you need to do to complete the lab. If you click on the lab, you are sent to a scheduler. There are a total of 4 student pods. If one is in use, then you can use a different pod. Click as close under the red line as possible to start now. Or you can schedule a time in the future by clicking a future time. The calendar is at the top of the screen. You can simply click on a date and then schedule the lab for that date and time. Let's schedule a lab for now by clicking under the red line in one of the pods. Give yourself at least 3 or 4 hours to complete the lab. Although it will not likely take that long, it is best to give yourself more than enough time so that you do not run out of time at the end of the lab. So I'm going to choose that I want this lab to end at 1:30 p.m. That gives me almost 4 hours to complete the lab. Click OK. The reservation ID is provided. All you need to do is click I'm done. Now you should see at the top of the screen that there's a lab scheduled. We have a button for Enter Lab. Click Enter Lab. It takes a few moments for the equipment pod to start. The equipment pod has virtual machines. The virtual machines are running on a virtualization server. Once the virtual machines have begun booting up, then you will be provided a topology of the lab. It could take 3 to 5 minutes before the topology is presented. Once it is, you should see a screen like the one on my screen. There's an Ubuntu box, there's a security onion, there's a box called DVL, there's a pfSense firewall, and there's a box called Kali, which is a Linux distribution. In the bottom right hand corner, there's a button for Show Lab Content. If you click that button, you're provided with some instructions for how to complete the lab. If we scroll down, those instructions will tell us exactly what we need to do. Notice that there's a whole page for the usernames and passwords on the servers and PCs that you will need to use. If we keep scrolling, we see that we need to log into the following systems. So by clicking on the Kali box, we should open a new window. And be able to log in. The username is root, and the password is root spelled backwards. Let's try that out. Root and TOOR login. Okay, now that this one is logging in, we can close it and continue to the next one that is listed in the lab document. I won't go through all of these because it's pretty self-explanatory. Just follow the instructions in the lab document and complete those tasks. It will tell you exactly what you need to click and exactly what you need to do in order to complete the lab. There are screenshots provided throughout the document to help you in completing the lab. Once you've completed the lab, you will close all the windows and you will click I'm done in the upper right hand corner to complete the lab reservation. To complete the assignment, click on the assignment in Netacad, click on Submit, and in the text entry box simply type I'm done and submit the assignment. I will be able to tell that you completed the lab.